Get ready. You're listening to Give God 90 live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We try to go. Hey everyone, there we are as I try to manipulate some technology here. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we will get all our stuff together, making sure all the stuff that's supposed to be working is working, and everywhere that it's supposed to be working while people are getting tuned in, signed in, doing their thing. As the people who are going to be joining us on Facebook will see, sitting next to me this evening, Myra's back.
Hi, Kathy.
Kathy's
Welcome.
here already. Excuse me.
You have to excuse him. He has a...
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of that tonight. What she had last week, it's my turn this week. I don't think I had it as bad as you. You got to lose 8 pounds, okay? I did not get that benefit. So, yeah, what she lost, I found. You know, I did benefit there, but I can't even get sick and lose weight. That's terrible. So anyway. Don't forget to check out GiveCod90.com. We've added some videos up there for a couple of reasons. One you might understand here in a little while. Something I should warn everyone about tonight. After tonight, I'm not sure we're going to be able to continue doing Facebook Live. You'll see why when we get there. Trust me, you're going to understand why we might not be able to continue doing it. The other reason we might not is until last Sunday, just about every day I could count about 100 notifications from different Facebook contacts. About Sunday, they stopped. It was like somebody just pulled the plug. And what it mostly is the people who use Facebook to interact with us, they just gave up on it. They're finding other social media outlets to go to. And quite honestly, I don't have the justification to continue with Facebook when there's more people now listening to the audio. But if you really like the video, I'm working on some things, so just, the folks on MeWe might not be disappointed. It doesn't have the same interactive live yet, but it's working on it. Man. Yeah, I'm getting over it. Trust me. Okay, so as we get into what we're looking at tonight, what's good? Is ice cream good?
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream's good?
Ice cream's
okay.
good.
What else is good?
Getting better is good.
Getting better would be really good. Pie is good, right? Pie with ice cream on top?
Sure. Brownies.
Brownies. Oh, you're going there. Okay, you're going there. Why is it when we think about something good, we think about it from our viewpoint of maybe taste or understanding? What if I ask you what is evil? Ginger chew. Works for coughing. Or at least it helps. And I apologize if it sounds funny when I'm chewing this, but it helps. What's evil?
Bad.
Okay.
Somebody's out to harm somebody.
Okay. Is running through the streets naked evil? Now, depending on where you live in the world, it may not be very smart. Okay.
I was going to say some places it's okay to run down
Some
the
places
middle of
it's
the
perfectly
street
okay.
naked.
Some places it's not okay to run down the street naked.
Right.
You don't want to do it. Certain times of the year it's cold some places, right? Mm-hmm. So, well, that didn't last long. So what we see is this concept of good and evil we get from our understanding. Why? Well, it comes from what we've been taught.
I was going to say what we're taught.
Exactly. Well, what if the ones who taught us didn't understand the ones who taught them? Or the ones who taught them didn't understand the ones that taught them? You see where that goes? See, we need to... excuse me. Because I need to make sure I get through this, because this is good.
I kind of feel like Tower of Babel thing. Like, all of a sudden, we all had different languages.
Yeah, really.
And totally we're getting it.
Ultimately, we need to understand the difference between good and evil from the viewpoint of the throne room and not the TV in our living room. Okay? Let me say that again. We need to understand the difference between good and evil from the throne room of heaven, not from the TV that's in your living room. Our Creator is not concerned with what you or I think evil is. He's not really concerned with what you or I think good is. Mm-hmm. He's concerned with, do we understand good and evil the way He tells us to understand good and evil? Right?
Right.
It's not about what we think. It's about what He says. Mm-hmm. There's a huge difference in that sometimes. Because we have a convoluted concept of evil. See, we think that good and evil are equally opposite. Right?
Yes.
They're not.
Right.
Do you know why they're not?
Tell me.
That's a good way of getting out of that. Our Creator is good, and everything He created is good. He said so in Genesis chapter 1. When He finished, He looked, called everything very good, right?
Right.
Evil comes from the created, not the Creator. Even though He created the one who created evil. But because evil comes from the created, it can never be equal to what the Creator says is good. They can never be, evil can never equal. Hey, there's Sean. I haven't seen Sean for a long time.
Hi, Sean.
And Carol's joined us too.
Hi, Carol.
And
Goodness.
evil can never be equal to good. You can never do more evil than God can do good. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Now, because of all of that, it has skewed our concept of the persona of evil as well. Our Western Christianity, we just know that Satan is the persona of evil, right? Excuse me. And what we get is that Satan can never equal God.
Right.
It's impossible. The created can never equal the Creator. The divine being we know as Satan is a created divine being. Mm-hmm. We consider him a type of God with a little g, but he's not equal to Creator God, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, he was possibly created to be the chief among all the divine beings at one point. That's what most of the legends tell us. That's what most of the knowledgeable people like to say, that he was the most beautiful. He was of this, he was of that. And because of some things that happened, he gets the concept that, well, I'm just as good as the one who made me. Well, let's dumb that down just a little bit. Okay? If a carpenter builds a chair, can the chair ever be better than the carpenter?
No.
No, because the chair is just a chair. Right? Same principle applies. Just because God makes something that is capable of walking and talking and thinking doesn't mean, even though that we're made in the image of God, it doesn't mean that we are equal to God in any aspect of the situation.
True.
Okay. Now, I'm not going through the whole where did Satan come from here. That's for a different time. What I want to look at is this this concept, excuse me, we have of evil. And by the way, this is just plain orange juice, no additives. Might need some later though. No, I don't even have any. In Genesis 6, 5 and 6, we read that God saw the wickedness of the man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of thought in his heart was only evil continually. Means man didn't think about being good. Man didn't want to be good. Never entered his mind. And in verse 6, it repented the Almighty that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him in his heart. When people have evil thoughts in their heart, they don't care about anything or anyone. Thanks, Kathy. They don't care about anything or anyone else in the world. All they care about is self. And I've used this analogy before. Let's think about a mother who is an addict. She might want to love her child, but she can't. It's impossible. You can't serve two masters. You can't love and hate at the same time. Not like that. Now, don't get this confused with wearing a uniform of hatred. Okay? Don't even get it confused with demonic possession, because she may or may not be. She's just been following unholy spirits for a very, very long time, and her need to continue to follow them drives her for self more than anything else. Mothers in that situation will sell their children for their next fix of whatever it is that they're taking. That's evil. And evil does not care about consequences. Evil cannot care about consequences, because caring is concerned for something other than self. True evil simply cannot display concern for anyone or anything that does not bring immediate satisfaction to self. Why do you think the Satanic Temple is putting out the jewelry that says thyself is thy master? Think about this. I do apologize for these coughing spots, guys. Bear with me. This is all gonna come together. Did the serpent have any concern for Eve or Adam? Didn't really have any concern for itself either, did it? Didn't care a bit. The attitude of the serpent in the garden was kind of like, damn the consequences, full speed ahead. Let's screw up what the Almighty has established. Was the hope that evil had wanting the Creator to just destroy the earth and do something different, just abandon it? It could have been. It could have been. We don't know. We're not told that. We don't have that information. If you look at Exodus 32, 1 through 6, you want to read that for me, please?
The people saw a long time had passed, and Moses had not come down from the mountain. So they gathered around Aaron. They said to him, Moses led us out of Egypt, but we don't know what has happened to him. So make us gods, small g, who will lead us. Aaron said to the people, take off the gold earrings that your wives, sons, and daughters are wearing. Bring them to me. So all the people took their gold earrings and brought them to Aaron. Aaron took the gold from the people. Then he melted it and made a statue of a calf. He finished it with a tool. Then the people said, Israel, these are your gods who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Aaron saw all this, and he built an altar before the calf. Then he made an announcement. He said, tomorrow there will be a special feast of honor to the Lord. The people got up early the next morning. They all offered whole burnt offerings and fellowship offerings. First the people sat down to eat and drink, and then they got up with wild parties.
You got to love the International Children's Version, or Children's Bible.
They just put it right out there.
They just throw it out there sometimes. They got up and they partied all day. Within days, literally, of hearing the voice of their Creator and begging Moses to intercede, the people began to care only about themselves. They began to become evil until they violated the most important statute they had been given and placed a different god on an altar, literally shoving it in the face of the one who really did bring them out of Egypt. That blatant act of rebellion began a punishment that lasted until the destruction of the temple. The second temple, actually. The sacrificial system as we know it today, but there's more to it than just that. Because, blood was used to confirm the covenant, blood was needed to pay the price for the violation. But along with the blood, we also learned about the required offerings. Now, I'm not going to go into this because tomorrow, for Messianic Delaware, I am going to deliver the teaching there that is going to be the difference between offerings, burnt offerings, and sacrifices. You're welcome to join us on Zoom for that. Love to have you there, and it's going to be deep. Let's just put it that way. So that's as far as I'm going with the sacrificial system and the response to that particular evil. But we see other places where evil is on full out display in the Bible. We see it throughout Scripture. 1 Kings 18, Elijah defeats the prophets of Baal, right? A different kind of Lord. They freely and openly were worshiping a foreign god once again. What do we learn from those lessons? How do we apply those lessons today? Well, if we look around the world, what do we see?
A big mess.
A big mess, yeah. Excuse me. We see a huge mess today, don't we? And here's where I get kicked out of polite society, or out of impolite society, however you want to say it. There's a new evil empire in the world, and it doesn't care about anything. It doesn't care about anyone. It thinks it's more powerful than any political nation, any geographic country. It thinks it is so powerful it cannot be destroyed. It's not a government, and you won't find it named in Scripture, although the ideology is. It's called greed. I want you to think for a second before I give you the answer to this question. What is the most powerful force on the face of the earth today? It's more powerful than most nations. In fact, nations fear this right now. The new evil empire is Facebook, Twitter, and Google. It's not just closing down political groups. It's closing down Christian groups, Messianic groups, Jewish groups as well. It's closing people's businesses for simply selling T-shirts with a picture of flags of nations on it. No sayings, nothing else. Doesn't matter whether it's a U.S. flag, doesn't matter whether it's a Canadian flag, doesn't matter what flag it is. They're closing businesses down. They are starving people out. Mm-hmm. You think they care?
No.
Evil doesn't care. Evil can't care. If you say something they don't agree with, you know what? They're going to kick you off their sites. Damn the consequences. Full speed ahead. Right? They have to be right. They're losing money. I did see some interesting statistics today where they're down a few $1 billion.
Good.
That's what I said. The more they suspend accounts all around the world, and the more they remove legitimate businesses for promoting any idea they don't agree with, the more their stock prices are plunging, and they don't care. Why should they? They made their fortunes. Mm-hmm. Do you think they care about their employees or their stockholders? Absolutely not. Evil cannot care about consequences. This isn't just an American problem. This is a world problem. It's a good versus evil problem. The wolves are no longer hiding under the fleece of the sheep. Okay? They're openly devouring them. The pagan priests are not hiding in the caves. They are openly sacrificing children. And by the way, Americans, I want you to think about this. They're using your tax dollars to sacrifice these children all around the world. Why do you think this last stimulus package had so much foreign aid in it? Mm-hmm. Where do you think it's going? Who do you think it's going to benefit? It's sad. Now I'm going to stop short of even suggesting that this new evil empire is Mystery Babylon. Okay, don't even go there. I'm not saying that, because that would mean that somebody like Zuckerberg or Bill Gates would have to be the Antichrist. We're going to leave Jack Dorsey out of that. He's just not smart enough to fit that role. Okay, y'all have seen pictures of him, right? You know what he looks like. Trust me, you look in his eyes, he is not smart enough to play that role. I'm not thinking Zuckerberg is either. Zuckerberg's too greedy for himself. Gates, on the other hand, he's got a possibility of it. You know, many of us have eaten from the trough that's been filled with a free slop, right? Now we want to complain about the ingredients. Maybe what we should do is back away and look at the trough. Maybe we need to, for lack of a better term, come out of this free ideology. It's the same ideology that beats you down while promising you it doesn't want to hurt you. But it's just a distraction. It's a lie. It doesn't care about the consequences. The really sad part is it distracts you from things like slave trade, sex trade, drug trade, all out in the open, all around the world, and you wonder why. Well, there's a couple of big reasons why. One is because evil now believes it doesn't have to hide. Another reason is we have not been working to destroy evil. Mm-hmm. On Monday's podcast, I'm going to continue with this concept. And you're going to understand why these things are happening. I suggest now might be a really good time to download our app while you can, because that's not going to be on Facebook anyway. And like I say, once this goes through the algorithms of Facebook, they'll probably shut me down anyhow. Mm-hmm. Too bad, right? I don't care. It's not for me to preach to evil. It's for me to defeat evil. It's not for you to be part of it either. So as you look around and say, well, how do I move from this social media platform to that social media platform? It takes some getting used to, but I want you to think of something. You've been using free social media for a long time, and look where it got you. Maybe it shouldn't be free. Maybe it should be something you have to pay for so that these companies know who their real customer is. Mm-hmm. Because without the people being part of their social media, their advertisers don't have anybody to advertise to except themselves.
That's it.
Okay? Do as you feel led. I know there's a lot of countries that can't or don't have access to other types of social media. You're kind of stuck with what you got. I feel for you. I really do. But it is, at the same time, a very, very sad time in the United States when a free U.S. citizen has to look for a foreign source so that they have free speech on the internet. Evil doesn't care. It really doesn't. All it wants to do is satisfy itself. Doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about anything other than satisfying itself. What's it need right now? And what it needs right now is for people to keep feeding it. Maybe I should say what it really needs is for people to keep eating from the free trough. So you might want to back away from that trough. Take a good look at what you've been being fed. Then you can complain about the ingredients. Okay. Haven't been kicked off yet. Haven't caught up to me. So, until you have anything else to add, because I've been sitting here in front of this heater and it's getting hot.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to him cough between words. Hopefully next week it'll be better. If we're still on here.
Kathy, it's really easy. If you go to your App Store or Play Store, whichever one you go to, look for Give God 90. It should come up, and it should look like...
I'll show you. Should look like this.
Something like that, if you can see it.
Let's see if I can get it.
It's yellow with an hourglass. It's real simple.
There we go.
And a really cool thing is, if you have that, you can comment in real time. It's really cool. So until Monday, anyway. I have no idea what's going on next Thursday. We'll find out then. Mm-hmm. But until then, have a very blessed week, everyone. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, like, share, get us out there, because people need to hear this message. Mm-hmm. Take care, everyone.
Good night.